Why hello there, and welcome to this review video of BD-1 set number 75335. This set has 1062 pieces in total and is about 31 centimeters high. So without further ado, let's get into it. So here is the set all made here. As you can see, it comes with the built BD droid and a display stand with a mini figure sized BD as well. Overall, this is a very well designed build that manages to pretty much exactly create the standard BD droid from the game Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, which released recently. Starting with the simple display stand, we can see that it tells us the manufacturer, the model, the height, the primary function and equipment on the droid. In the game itself, it is 0.43 meters, so a little taller than what the actual set comes to. And here is a closer look at the minifigure sized BD that goes with the display stand, which is a very nice completely single molded piece that is exclusive to this set, which is very surprising to me that they would create this piece and only have it in this set. Now, looking at BD himself, there is quite a few movement features to it. You can tilt the head this way or that way, and you can also move the legs to be positioned however you want, rotating that way or rotating outwards and inwards on both legs. So you can have him doing sort of a splits sort of thing. You can also move his head as well up and down like that. So you can have him looking upwards at the sky if you like. Inside the head also has this sliding panel here, which has the healing skims that are used throughout the game stored in it. These are a little difficult to get out of the drawer, however, once they're inside, and take a bit of fiddling to get them out. But they do just slide quite nicely into there, which then slides away into his head. As you can see, if you have the head tilted this way, the drawer does unfortunately slide back out. So it's probably better to have him tilted that way. As you may have noticed, as I've been moving him about, he is a little unstable. As you can see here, his legs and body do have rather a lot of side-to-side wobbly movement to it, as well as the head itself. This is mainly because both the legs and the head are only really held in place by 2 or 3 Technic axles, with the covering parts only covering one side and not providing any support to the set. So you probably want to display it in a place that is not having people walk past it often in case it gets knocked and falls over. That being said, as you can see, you can get away with quite a fair bit of jiggling. It will require a fair bit of force to actually get it to fall over. Looking at the back side, there is the light display that is constantly changing in the game on the back of his head. This is a fairly random pattern here with not much in the way of a pattern in general. And on the back of his body there is quite a bit of greebling going on with these grated plates and these circular tube-like bit, which does a very good job in creating detail into it. This greebling also occurs on the side of the legs using these rubber pipe connectors and just some simple 1x1 rounded bits and a old-fashioned Harry Potter wand, stroke lightsaber, saber. If I take the back panel off just to have a closer look, you will see that this set also introduces 1x5 flat studded tiles, which I believe this is the first time these pieces have ever been used, stroke introduced in a Lego set. I'm also convinced by this, as in the instructions they have a 1-to-1 scale picture of these pieces, which highly suggests to me that this is one of the first sets to finally introduce a 1x5 brick stroke tile, which will be very helpful for mockers, because in my experience 1x5 is a piece that comes up as being needed surprisingly often, so I'm rather happy that they finally introduced a 1x5 piece. And this back panel that I've taken off just clips back on using these snot pieces to create the panel being a complete snot design. Looking at the face, I am very impressed with how they've done these eyes into the curved headpiece, as if you raise these up you can see that these are non-studded pieces here or here, but when you lower them down they line up very nicely, leaving the smallest of gaps, which is hardly noticeable in general. And I do very much so like how well those two bits sit together without being studded in. There is a little bit of wiring on the legs as well, as you can see here, using these whip pieces, which unfortunately do keep sliding back out of place and coming all the way through. Hopefully with time they'll just slowly settle into the place they are meant to be. Overall, this is a highly detailed model and does an excellent job at recreating the BD unit from the games. And I will say this is probably a must-have for any Star Wars fan who enjoys both Lego and the games. This was, for me, a total of 6-day build, as there was 6 bags and I like to do a bag a day, because that's just who I am, to spread out the building a little bit. Probably taking around an hour each bag, but that's me taking my time and enjoying the build rather than rushing through the building it. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, subscribe, and I shall see you when I see you. Goodbye.